Good morning everyone, and welcome to a work with me session here with Tweak Health. I'm Susanna, and today I'm going to show you some exercises to help you work on your posture muscles in your neck and your upper back, and we'll be using this gym ball, which is about 65 centimeters. Don't worry if you don't have a ball though, we can always use a sofa armrest or lying over a chair, because most of the positions we'll be using today will be on your belly. So I'll show you a few reps, and then I'll show you some variations as well to make it a little bit harder if you wanted. You can always pause the video and do a few more reps until you get the workout that you want. All right? So you probably need a wider space, about 2 by 2 or 3 by 3 meters, going by social isolation standards, just so that you can move freely. Then you're going to be on your belly with the ball just under your, around your hips, with your feet planted. So you can back up against the wall for increased support, but having your feet wider than hip width apart is probably going to help as well. Just keep your balance. Have your hands about shoulder width apart. And we're just going to start off with doing a little bit of a chest drop forward and chest drop back. So it's not a shrug, it's more of a chest slide, going forwards and then squeezing your chest backwards. So you're imagining like your shoulder blades are gripping a pencil together here, and then you're pushing the pencil back out. The whole time you want to make sure your neck is nice and long and your chin is slightly tucked in, just so you don't start to cran your neck too much and kind of jam up in that upper part of your neck. So if you need a bit more weight and you don't feel anything with this, just bring yourself forward until your legs come off, and then you've got more pressure. Again, the further the ball is down your body towards your knees, that's going to be a lot more harder on your core, and also more weight going through your arms, so depending on what level you feel you're up to. So the idea is to make sure once you start having your feet off the ground, you squeeze your belly button in and clench your butt cheeks to actually get that lower back supported, so it's not sagging down as you're doing this, okay? Really important to avoid low back pain. Then you can have your hands a little bit wider, and this time we're going to do a slow push-up now. So when you push up, you want to imagine like you're stretching out that chest as wide as you can, and you're almost going into a little bit of a chest, a neck extension as well, just working on stretching out that part of your neck that a lot of you might have a bit of stiffness in, especially sitting a lot. So with this one, you want to make sure you squeeze your butt. You can make it more of a core workout by lifting your legs slightly as well as you squeeze your butt. So you're almost going into a diving position. Okay, just squeezing and hold and stretch. So it's more of a stretch here than a workout. You want to feel that chest open up, and you're working on the upper part of your back, warming them up. Okay, then from this position, you're going to then also do a slide, squeezing your shoulder blades down towards your hips, and then pushing against the floor with the palms of your hands, just to roll that ball forward and backward, keeping your head nice and long, your neck nice and long, making sure that you don't scrunch up or sag in your neck, and the whole time you're squeezing your butt and your abs. A lot of squeezing going on. So this is quite a full body workout at the same time, just stretching everything. Now come back so that your feet are touching the floor and your hands are about hip width apart. Now you're going to do a bit of a rotational stretch now for the upper back. So I call this one the bow and arrow. If you've seen some of my other posture videos, you might also be aware of this exercise I like to use to actually open up that middle part of your back and get that movement that is so important for the upper part of your back. So just doing a few here just to warm up your back, your upper back. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you this little series of exercises called your W, T, and Y, because that's what you'll be doing with your arms. So the first one, W, you want to start off with your arms in this kind of shape with your palms forward. So we're going to lay over the ball. Again, you can choose whether you want the ball around your belly or you want it to be a little bit lower, but for this one, make sure your feet stay on the ground. So squeeze your butt and abs again, hold it. Don't lift too high because that gets into your lower back, but sink a bit lower, almost into a swimming position. Have your palms facing the floor in a W shape. Next to your ears, your fingers should be, and you're squeezing them up and back. So you're working on bringing your forearm and your hand as one movement coming backwards, squeezing the shoulder blades together like you're holding a pencil between your shoulder blades. Keeping your shoulders down as well, so they're not kind of going up towards your ears, because we don't want to get any tension build up in the upper part of your neck, or not just yet anyway. So we're working on focusing on the middle to lower part of your back, or around your shoulder blades, shall I say. Making sure that belly is drawn on tight, bum is squeezed on tight too. If you're starting to feel this tire in your lower back or pain here, just lower your body down a bit more into almost prone, and that way you can take out your lower back and let that relax over the ball. Just make sure your neck stays long and your chin still tucked in, holding an imaginary ball with your chin to your chest. So after you've done about 10 of these W's, we're going to go into T with his arms straight, kind of squeezing the shoulder blades together, really opening and expanding the chest and the front of your shoulders as you do this. So the whole time you do this, you shouldn't be moving your back. Your whole body remains like a plank, slightly elevated. So we're going to do 10 of these. I'll just show you from the side how the T looks like. So again, if you're struggling to keep your balance, you can always put your feet up against a wall or a step just to stabilize yourself. Feet hip width apart, and push your pubic bone or your pelvis forward into the ball to hold yourself stable down the bottom. So see how my upper back isn't really arching up and down, so I'm making sure my lower back stays out of the picture. It's just holding, and then you're just using your arms and shoulder blades coming back together. Okay, so now the next one we're going to do is the Y shape. So we're going to work with our thumbs up, because this opens up your shoulders rather than if you go more Superman style, this almost rolls roll in. So we want to try and encourage that opening up, especially for rounded postures. So thumbs up, maintain the body nice and low, and then just working on keeping your shoulder blades down as you lift the arms up. Try and get them higher than your ears if you can. If you can't, you don't have to move in your shoulders, don't worry. You might even be here to here, and that is fine. You just want to work within what your body will allow you to do, especially if you're stiff. Don't push it, otherwise you'll start getting shoulder impingement or shoulder pain. So just working on the range that you have. If some of you are more flexible, you can get up nice and high, making sure you don't use your upper back, your lower back to do the lift. Stay low, work on the arms. Okay, so really feeling like your shoulder blades are anchored down and held down. So you can always refer, if you're struggling with these more difficult stretches and exercises, maybe go back to one of the earlier videos I've done on posture and neck, and that one's on the mat only, and that's a great starting point. And then you can use this one with the ball or over a chair to actually progress your exercises. Okay, so now the next one I'm going to get you to do is more of a combination of the three movements. So you start in the same position. You're going to go in a W first, then we're going to go into a Y shape with your thumbs up, swing your arms wide into a T, and then bend it back into a W. So forward with your palms up, open the book, back into the W. So it's almost like a breaststroke swinging movement, and making sure that you do not move your upper body. Just keep everything nice and still. It's almost like you're imagining there's a glass ceiling that you're laying on, and you're trying not to smash into the ceiling. So your forearms and hands are just kind of moving over it, like you're cleaning this glass ceiling. Wax on, wax off. So give these ones a go. Try and do about 10. You can actually cycle through these 3 exercises plus the swimming movement, W, Y, T, and actually do 10 of each, maybe 3 to 4 rounds, and by then you should be feeling very warm and tired in your upper back, which is a great break up if you're at the desk all day. Just doing a little bit of this and then going back to do your work and then break. That's a great way to actually stretch out those stiff posture muscles, you know. Okay, so what I'm going to then show you is a little neck one that we're going to do. So we're going to be in a side plank position with your one elbow planted on the ball. So you're going to start with one leg out wide, balancing on that knee and pushing your hip forward so you're not sitting too far back. Everything's alignment. Prop your elbow up on the ball and have it fairly close to you so it's straight down. Now what you want to do is press into the ball and try and lift your chest upwards and away. So that's you're anchoring this, not letting it sag like that. So that's already working some of those side stabilizer muscles. Bring this hand behind your back to stop your shoulders from hitching up. And we're going to start with looking straight ahead with your chin down, nice long neck. Keep looking forward at a fixed point, and you're going to side bend so your ear almost touches one shoulder, or as far as your neck will let you go, and then slowly crunch up. Okay, so you're almost trying to get to the other shoulder without letting that shoulder hitch. So it's a simple side to side movement, and we're going to go slowly. Try and slow the movement down, so gravity's going to want to try and pull your neck up, but you're going to try and slowly lengthen and lower. So think of a 5-second countdown, slow crunch up, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the whole time you're trying to keep your head in that plane. So you don't want your head to start dropping forward or you start to nod forward, but you want to try and keep it in that straight plane and keep that pressure on the ball too and your chest away. So there's a few things to think about. This is definitely harder on the ball because of the instability. So if you find this a bit tricky, you can always do this on the floor without having this ball here. You can also try doing that holding onto a roller with your arms straight as another option. So there are different ideas that you can give this a go, but it's a great one even to do on the sofa armrest. If you're just watching TV, your neck gets a bit stiff and tight, needs to stretch out, you can just pop up and do this. So I usually say about 10 reps of this, but if you start tiring earlier, don't worry, just do less, what you feel is comfortable for your body. Then we're going to go do a rotation, keeping your head turned, facing upwards. Now keep your gaze on a nice arc, and you're going to slowly rotate until you look down with your chin down towards the bottom elbow, and then slowly rotate up, look as far as you can, keep the pressure on the ball so it doesn't wobble too much, and then turn and continue. So you're working on that rotational muscles on the side, just similar to when you were doing the side flexing muscles. So these are actually generally small muscles at the neck, but they can get overworked when they're doing more than just moving your neck. They're actually now starting to hold your head from falling forward. So a lot of people at the computer or sitting a lot have their posture in a rounded position with the head falling forward. That can start to overload into these little muscles that aren't really designed to be doing holding and moving at the same time. So yeah, just work on doing 2 or 10 of those, or as much as you can, and then repeat on the other side. So what we're going to then do is show you this one more difficult exercise, but worth a try. It's quite fun. So we'll just warm up first by popping your arms across your chest, round your back out as you walk your feet forward, and then walk back. So that's just a simple little walk. If you're struggling with this, don't go all the way down, but if you're feeling okay, I want you to try and get to the point where your neck is sitting on top of the ball in this position. So just take a few steps and see how you go with balance. And if you struggle to get all the way down, don't worry, don't do this next one. But if you are here and you feel quite comfortable, try and squeeze your bum and hold this bridge position with your head, shoulders, hips and knees all in a straight line, feet about hip width apart, just to give you that balance. Squeeze your bum and abs on, then hold your hands up in kind of like a Charlie's Angels gun pose, arms straight at 90 degrees. Now this is where it gets interesting. You're going to actually rotate your top and shoulders and twist, and you're trying to do this with minimal rotation in your pelvis is best, because what this is doing is stretching and strengthening your torso into rotation. So this is why you had to do all the other warm-ups. Stretching, rotating that around, back up, and you're using your abs as well as your back muscles to pull and push your top torso into this rotational movement. So you actually should be also feeling this in your bum and your legs, because they're supporting your lower half of your body. Okay, so it's quite hard, so try and do 10 on each side or 20 rotations, and then at the end of it you can stretch out and just relax. So that's my little posture workout exercise video. Give these exercises a go, and I'd love to hear your questions, comments, or any feedback. And if you like to enjoy this video, want to see more of it, you can always subscribe on YouTube or sign up for our Tweak Health page or Instagram. Give us a follow. So I will see you guys on Thursday at 9 AM for another session, and we might be using this ball again. So get yours if you haven't got one already. I'll see you guys then. Have a great day.